we are making this video just basically to show you the rules of this game because we had some feedback from the Patreon supporters who received our whole board game playthrough that we did, and they said they weren't really sure about what was going on, and like it was just too very high paced, and there was no explanation of the rules.
To be fair, when we were playing it, we didn't really know what was going on either.
Yeah. So now, since we've played it, we sort of have like a big sort of brief following the rules. I'm probably not going to read from the rule book because it's a bit silly. It has words like if you're entitled to draw a Digi-Destiny card, which are from this pile here, and like this, and they're actually, we found them to be sometimes quite useful in the playthrough.
We did.
Like you can use them at any time. Like there's one that is add 4 to the total of your roll,
which was alright.
Yeah, and there was some that like no one ever used, and they didn't really know how they could use them.
Really? I thought we'd feed them all out.
Yeah, no, but there was like some that people said I don't know. What was the one that was just the roll again ones were good. An easily abused one that I found was like the move to the next crest spot,
yeah,
which
gross.
you could take at the end of you cast at the end of your turn. So yeah, there's the Digi-Destiny cards. Anyway, so you start at camp, which is where the show starts, and Jay is.
That tripod's terrible.
It was like $3 on eBay.
So one of the things with the rule book of this game is that there are 4 sort of zones of the table. We've got this first one here, which is basically, I want to call it season 1, but they're all season 1. So it's the first part of season 1.
First arc,
and then the second arc's over that way. Then there's the
except the last
third
two
over
arcs.
there.
The last 2 arcs are kind of merged.
Yeah,
because as you can see from the center, and I haven't put her piece out.
Vanderon doesn't exist.
Yep, but instead, you have to rescue Kari from the Dark Masters.
Because that was the thing that happened in the show,
Yep.
obviously. And so the last section is the Dark Masters here. Now, the rulebook the way the rulebook tells you the game goes, it will explain every single section of the board to you, all 4 different areas, except that by and large they're all the same. So, for whatever reason, it explains them all to you individually and makes the rules about 4 times longer than they need to be.
Yeah.
Now, we also played the game with 7 people, I think it was.
Yep.
Because there are 7 Digi-Destined. This is a game for 6 players.
Yep.
So, for whatever reason, they give you 1 extra just for aesthetics.
I guess you can also choose.
And so we would run out of these things called crests.
Which you get. Some of these are also the Digimon in this bag, so we'll make sure to take out the because you also get Digimon tokens, and so you get about this many crests, and they're all like you play them at random, and you put them on a card that looks like this, and see how sincerity is clearly pink, which is what I remember. Yeah, love, yeah, that's yellow. Reliability is purple. Knowledge is orange. Friendship is blue. That's fine. Hope is green. Courage is blue. So they kind of got a bit whack with the colours. But yeah, so you pick up crests at random.
And what we'll do is
Yep.
we'll sort of explore the rules via the spaces on the board.
Yep.
So you go from camp, and the first space doesn't exist, and the second one's called Meet Your Digimon Partner.
So you pick. Everyone only gets like 1 in training. So you get like your Tsunemon or your Tanemon.
So you pick it up, you put it on your little scorekeepy thing, and it adds to your power, basically.
Yeah. So basically, whenever you roll, you
That's
get,
not on the camera.
Yeah, I know. You get that number, so 5, and then plus whatever the number on your Digimon
We haven't
is.
touched the battle system yet. We're
Yeah.
just talking about the spaces on the board. So that's Meet Your Digimon Partner. There's a few of those. There's Rookie, Champion, and Ultimate. Basically, you're just getting more and more powerful versions
Yep.
of your Digimon. So after that, I gotta move this microphone. God, this is the most professional video we've ever done. The next thing is just Digi-Dollars. And by
And-
Digi-Dollars, it looks like food. Digi
So
energy
you get
points.
an ice cream on that one because it's 2. So that is 2 Digi Energy points. So if you land on that, you would get 2 Digi Energy points.
Yeah, and those are used to buy Digi-Destiny cards.
Yeah.
And they used to buy your way into boss battles, which we'll get to. The next space that's relevant is a crest.
It's a crest. So you get 1 at random from this box. So that's an Ikakumon.
Gotta try harder than that.
you get one at random, so it doesn't have to like correspond to your character. So that means you get
In fact,
knowledge.
Like you have to at the end of the game have collected all of them.
Yeah.
And they all have varying strength from I believe it's 1 to 6. And you can get really lucky and get all 6s, or really unlucky and get all 1s, and you can basically be screwed for the rest of the game.
Yeah, which is, I guess you'll see that's what we found when we had, we're playing a game meant for 6 players with 7 players, because we thought, well, every other game, you get the number of players is how many players you can, of pointers that you have. So basically, if you're lucky and you draw all 6s because they're completely shuffled and random, you will be really strong, but you also might be really unlucky and draw all 1s. Of course, if you land on a crest spot, and like if I pick up a knowledge like 4, then, and that's obviously stronger than a knowledge 3, I would get the knowledge 4.
Yeah,
and
so
put the knowledge 3 back.
What will happen is if you hit crest again and you pull 1 that you've already pulled, you just keep going until you find a stronger one than any of the ones you have.
Yeah.
But that means if you land on tons and tons of crest spots, and we had, I think it was Bill in our game who did that, he would just fish around for all the best ones until there was nothing better. He just had all the best ones. Now, taking our pieces a bit further, you find Destiny cards.
Which we've briefly explained. Like, it's like roll again or add 3 to your total roll. And these can be cast at basically any time. Roll again can be cast at the start of your turn when you roll, or it can be cast during battle. So it's pretty, like, the cards are actually, I'd say, the best part of the game.
Well, it's the
best
game
designed
part. The rest of it's random.
Yeah, it's the best designed part of the game because it actually involves you to think and use like, I could use them now, but it'd be more beneficial for me to use it later.
So once you've done that, we're going to move all the way over to here, which is Battle Kuwagamon, which is your boss battle. Which I'm just going to pick up this camera over here.
I can't find the piece. I can't find the Kuwagamon piece.
He's meant to have a big stack of dudes on him.
Yeah, I found some Kuwagamons.
Okay, so he's just got this big stack of things. You have to pay 10 Digidollars. Okay, I'm going to move that. You have to pay 10 Digidollars to get into a fight with him, because that's what happened in the show. They paid at a toll booth. Sure, why not? Then you flip one at random. Let's say this one here. And you'll notice that it has some crest names on it and a number. This isn't focusing, but who cares?
Yeah, it's meant to be HD camera. It's clearly not.
So I think it's because it's focusing on other stuff. It doesn't matter. You can see sincerity there, for example, and
knowledge. And love is a terrible color.
Okay, so the way that works, I'm just going to move this right back here. Just got a good glimpse of the rest of the house.
Yeah.
Is that you have to have one of those crests to even fight him. If you don't have them, you just auto lose, and then you lose your money, and you just go back to, I think you go back to camp.
Yep.
So then you have to put up together all the numbers you have, which is your Digimon partner and any crests you've got. You can stop that. That's really weird.
I'm just saying that have knowledge, so I can fight.
And then you both roll a dice. He rolls a dice, and the person to your left rolls for the monster.
Yeah.
And so if you have higher than it, then you win.
So let's say I have the combined total of 4 power.
I rolled 1.
I rolled a 2 plus 1 plus 3. So yeah, I won.
6 plus... No, yours was also in 6. You lost.
Wait, did I? Oh yeah, because 5. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, that's essentially that.
And you lose the crest, don't you? Yeah.
Yes, and if you fought...
so this dies, this blows up.
If you fought, you have to kind of select a crest that you're fighting with, and if you lose, your crest goes away. Yeah. That almost never happened.
So what could happen is you could just keep on being really unlucky and having to keep on getting 10 Digidollars, fighting Kuwagamon. Like, depending on luck, you could just continue to roll bad.
You don't have to go fight him. You can have like a ton of cards and stuff. It's almost impossible to lose.
Yeah, and
this is the first one.
And like you can keep on grinding and get like all your points here and then battle him.
Yeah,
if you wanted to, but that'd be really slow.
Then the next section.
Hang on, I'll move the book. I guess you could do that.
The next section over here. The only difference is that you'll see there are rookie spaces, where instead of just being a Digimon partner, which is your average 1 power dude, there are several multi-power dudes, and that you can sort of cycle through as if they're crests.
So there are different powers depending on how you can draw.
And you would draw at random. So that's all that is, and then you fight a Black Gear Digimon, which is sort of random, instead of them being all Wagamans. Then there are all these ones, and for whatever reason, the way it works is that when you beat them, they basically become your friend, and you stick them on your board. And so...
What about Black Gear Digimon? I have some.
They're all right there.
I found them.
Cool, just bring out like 1 or 2. So you'd fight like an Andromon, who's at 12, or a Waymon at 9. I believe I got Waymon. He's the weakest. Because Waymon sucks, he gets killed.
Also, like, you clearly, not only is getting the highest one harder to beat, but you also, there's a little spot for it on your card, so there's Black Gear Digimon, and so that lives there. So you just have a permanent 12 boost to what you do. So that's another aspect of life.
So it becomes your friend, super unfair. You go to the next one, you have champions. It's very similar to Rookie in that you can upgrade them, etc. And
then for 20 points...
so they have to fight Devimon, which is exactly the same as a Quagamon fight.
So it's more of the same.
With a more restricted set of crests you can have. But at this point, you will have all of them. That's just essentially how it goes. And then finally, you've got the Dark Masters one, which
and you still have more chances to get stronger champions.
Or you can
and
roll a
stronger
Rookie
rookies.
for whatever reason.
Yeah, no. If you've only got if your strongest power is Rookie.
Now you have your favorite ever game mechanic of lose a turn, and there's a bunch of those. So lose a turn. That's fun. Just roll onto it, etc.
And these are meant to be placed randomly. On the
there
board.
are 4 Dark Masters. You can just kind of approach them as you want. You have to have all 8 crests to fight them. And you sort of pick one, and they range between... let's see. Piedmon, I believe, is actually the weakest for some reason. Yeah. So Piedmon's the weakest. For, no reason, since, he's the strongest in the show.
Yeah.
And Metal Suitramon is the hardest. Here's the deal. If you lose, you just die. Your character gets taken off the board, and you are done. You don't get a round 2, you are dead. And you get stuck in purgatory forever.
Yeah.
And that sucks. Just to play the whole game, to be winning, in fact, and then to die.
But if all you need to do is for one person you're playing with to defeat one Dark Master. So let's say, you fight against the weakest one, which is Piedmon, and you win. Everyone wins the game.
I thought only you won the game.
No, you win the game, but the game stops.
Yes, that's true.
You don't have to beat all 4 of them. It's the first one to beat one Dark Master.
Excellent game design.
Yep. But still, the Digi-Destiny cards are probably the best aspect.
Because you can play as many of them as you want as well.
Yeah. You can just, grind up lots of Digi-Destiny cards and just, add 6 to your roll or add 4 to your total roll or roll again. Yeah, that's pretty cool. This is not focusing.
It hasn't been focusing the whole time. It's going to be a nice blurry rules video.
Yeah, it's been filmed with a potato.
It's the high quality content. It has always been expected of us.
Well, for the upgrade hardware, I'm going to get it. If we ever get to that, I will buy a better camera.
One day.
Because cameras are expensive, and this is when I bought it when I was in uni for a video documentary that we had to make for media class. So I did it on the local Homestuck community.
Oh my god.
Have you ever seen that? I've got it on DVD.
I've never seen it. No, I don't. God, you're such a nerd.
Anyway, so it kind of also looks like that Kari is the Grand Supreme Leader of the Dark Masters.
I didn't think of it that way.
She's a Pokemon. Look at that face. That is the face of hatred.
Is this the face of mercy?